Many of the problems we encounter with horses stem from weak leadership energy. I created this video to share what worked for me instantly and profoundly. My horse responded immediately and continued to as long as I practiced this leadership mindset. So let's define leadership and then simplify it so you can use it the very next time you're with your horse to experience radical changes in your partnership yourself. If you're new to my channel, welcome and thanks for stopping in where we talk about all things natural horsemanship. Let's dive in. Leadership skills are not character traits, they're skills. You can Google leadership skills, and this term is Googleable. So the good news is, if you don't feel like you've been a leader in the past or you haven't seen yourself as a leader, these are just skills that you can make a quick decision to develop. This first step is super important. It sounds really obvious and small, but it's the most important thing. This is an exercise in consciousness. A lot of us have cognitive correlations to the term leadership that are old and no longer serve us. One of the things you can do to explore your correlations that may be attached unconsciously to the term leadership is just write down the word on a piece of paper and then just scribble underneath it any words that come to mind. Let this be a free-flowing brainstorm. Don't omit any words that come up or criticize them or judge them. Just allow them to be added to the list freely. Now we can choose to consciously redefine leaders and leadership in a way that we can be proud of and embrace it for ourselves. It doesn't really matter where we got these old definitions for leadership. What's important is that we have the power to redefine it for ourselves. Leaders make quick decisions in order to move into action. Leaders don't wait for perfect conditions in order to act. They know they can compromise, adapt, or modify their actions so that they can continually experience progress. In natural horsemanship, we must remain the leader in the relationship. This means you're the bus driver, and your job is to continually move the bus forward. It's the lead horse that determines the direction and timing of when and where the herd will go. Horses are always conscious of the pecking order. They know it's a fluid and changing thing, and they're always watching to see if it's changing. Sometimes our horses will throw us a curveball. How you handle this makes all the difference. When these detours or distractions happen, all we need to do is gently bring our horse back on track with our agenda and not allow our horses or circumstances to pull us out of our agenda. This is how we communicate our leadership to our horses. When we're with our horses, we are actually in a herd of two. If you look back and remember your favorite leaders, I bet they followed this principle. So now you're probably thinking, wait, how does that work with horses? Aren't we supposed to lead them? Are we supposed to just let them run amok and do whatever they want? Well, hang on. I'm about to give you a valuable concept, and it's actually one of the cornerstone differences between natural horsemanship and traditional horsemanship. So is natural horsemanship some mystical and magical connection where your horse learns to read your mind and vice versa? Is this even possible? Aren't people who study natural horsemanship just a bunch of tree-hugging hippies with a lot of unrealistic ideas? Now here's a realistic picture of harmony and cooperation in horsemanship, right? What I see in both of these pictures is the same thing. At best, a temporary illusion of control. So let's be honest. We have these spirited, wild-natured animals that are intelligent and gentle and sensitive, with ideas of their own and an independent spirit. Isn't this why we love horses? Isn't this what we relate to and want to preserve in them? Do we really want to harness all of that and control all of that? Or is that element of wild card part of the reason that we aim to find partnership and create something beautiful with horses, to show what's possible by embracing the truth that control is an illusion? By releasing our need for ultimate control and our attachment to very specific outcomes, we can create something amazing. So here's the trick to principle 3. In this picture, it looks like my horse Sammy is doing everything I'm asking him to do, and he's being a perfect gentleman, which is technically true. But the difference is I've done everything I can to develop the leadership in my horse. What you're actually seeing here is a horse doing what he's agreed upon as our next activity. The two halves of the horse's mind are the reactive side and the thinking side. Our job as a leader for our horse is to develop the thinking or leadership side of our horse. So in this way, to become a good leader, we are developing another leader. In essence, we're teaching our horses self-control, to lead the emotional part of themselves with the thinking or responsive part so that they are not reactive. Horses are so much more capable than most people give them credit for. And the horse world is so overdue for an evolution. Some people still disagree with these natural horsemanship concepts. They might say you can dominate a horse with the right tools, expert training methods, or even medication. If this is what you're thinking right now, just keep your boots on for a second and stick with me. Natural horsemanship isn't reinventing the wheel. Horses have been the same from the beginning of time. But the way that we approach them in a way where we are wanting to listen to the horse's needs at the time, listen to where the horse is telling us that they are in their education and their training and their understanding. This is what I mean by meeting your horse halfway. Horses naturally are looking for a leader. And in the end, they're quite happy to cooperate with us and allow us to lead. But this is something that we have to earn in a horse. With natural horsemanship, we start with the foundation of truth. Truth in the nature of horses, truth in the nature of ourselves. We are searching to find a way to reconcile both together in a partnership of harmony. In summary, when we can get over the label of leadership and change it in a way where we can adopt it for ourselves and see ourselves as leaders, this flips a switch in our mind. We can then value action over perfection and handle detours calmly and in stride. We can remain focused enough to bring our horse back on the same page with us safely. Our horses will definitely feel this shift and respond because they're looking for a leader. And horses naturally recognize leadership energy when we bring it and it's hot.